Okay, so today I wanted to show off some vinyl LP pickups that I got today, and I just wanted to let you know that these were, I think, $1.39 a piece at the thrift store, and a lot of times people will pass them up for that price. And these are not really super valuable records, but the unusual thing is that when the row came out at the store, there were 3 or 4 people that leaped on the records all at one time, and I'll tell you why. They were all rock and roll records, all 70s rock and roll, and you just don't find that as much as you used to. So let's just go through these. This is, I think, from 79 or 80, and this is the Buggles. And this is The Age of Plastic, Video Killed the Radio Stars right there. And I can't pull this out very easily here, but all of the records are in really amazing condition. Somebody played them once or twice and took care of them. Some of the covers are not so perfect, but the records seem to be. Or they cleaned them or whatever they did, but really nice. So there's that one. That's the first video that was ever on MTV. Here's one that I'm not familiar with called City Boy. The prices, I looked these up on eBay and stuff like that, and they're just all over the place. Sometimes people are high bidder for $1. Sometimes people want 25 bucks out of the UK for City Boy, so I do not know. And there's that one. I think maybe I'll just open up one of these and show you the condition of some of these records here. And you can see that is really pretty clean. There might be a tiny little scratch on it, that was my doing, and maybe a fingerprint. That was accidentally my doing. I didn't mean to do that, but I think this fell out, and I tried to went in transport, and then I had to grab the record so it didn't crash onto the floor. Here's the Sugar Hill Gang Rapper's Delight. This is from about 79. That's really pretty cool. It's not super valuable, but you know, some of these are kind of iconic here. We've got the Who, and this is Face Dances, or whatever it's called. And the nice thing is it's got its corresponding poster with it right there. I don't want to pull that out, but I think it's very similar to this record here. You know, some of these records you're looking at, you know, $5 or $10 maybe for some of them. Here's a Boz Scaggs Middleman. Now, why did I grab Boz Scaggs? He just happens to be sealed, so I figured might as well. It's not a terribly valuable record, maybe $5 or $10. And I got one. I think I already have this, but might as well grab for $1.39. Grab George Harrison record, and that's pretty cool to have. And it folds open here to some pictures of ye old George, and a few other pictures there are probably friends of his, you know. That looks like McCartney there, but it's not, but it just looks like an ancient McCartney. I mean, it could be, but I don't think so. And then there's the back of the record, which is the same as the front, or very similar to the front. Nifty glasses, dude. And then we've got this re-release or something of Beatles, the early years, 1981. Auto Fidelity Enterprises, United Kingdom. And there's the Beatles right there. I saw this for about $10. I don't really know what it's worth, but it can't be worth too much. But this is the first time I've seen it. There were some other Beatles records. There was something on K-Tel. I don't remember what it was. I didn't grab it. Here's a totally worthless album, but if you like Journey, which I do, there's that one there, and it's in good condition as far as I know. Some of these Journey albums can be really run through the mill. And there's a young Steve back there, Neil Sean, Greg Raleigh, Steve Smith, and Ross Valerie. They just look totally different 5 years later, 4 years later, even a couple years. What is this, 75? No, 80. Gosh. Yeah, just a couple of years later, they just look way different. Especially Neil and Steve. Well, not terribly different. You can recognize them. Here's Alice Cooper, Welcome to My Nightmare, and this is in awesome condition inside. You just have to trust me. And there's the corresponding sleeve, I guess. Pretty neat. In that corner, there looks like a price tag there, and somebody just used a fingernail big time to get rid of that. It doesn't show on camera too well, I don't think. And we got one that's not super valuable, and I may already have this, but this is America, Your Move. And I saw the music video on a VHS tape, and I really liked the song Border, or The Border. and that was one of my favorite songs on that compilation, the VHS tape. So I picked this one up. You know, no, it never hurts to have an extra copy. And then we've got Flash Cadillac and the Continental Kids. Just a really nice looking cover there. And there's the back of it. You know, rockabilly or whatever you call it. You know, a flashback 10 years before. This is out of '72. I looked it up. And I can't remember. They were on several compilations or movie soundtracks. I don't think he was on the American Graffiti soundtrack, but I could be wrong. Here's Bad Company. Desolation Angels with a big huge cut there. There's this, and then you got the fold out here, probably Route 66, I'm not 100% sure. Tow truck there and gas station over there, and then there's the back of it. And the only song I've heard of on this was Rock and Roll Fantasy. 2 more records. I got 15, worked out to almost 20 bucks. The Kinks, Lola Powerman and Lola versus the Money Ground or something like that, part 1. I'm not familiar with this one. I'm not a huge Kinks fan, but again, there's a record there for under 2 bucks, and there's the fold out and the back of it. There, that's kind of cool. The cover's pretty rough, but it looks good on the inside. And last but not least, oh, actually I got 2 more here. This one I was going to show first, but anyway. So let's show this one here. This is Bob Crane and Colonel Hogan, his drums and orchestra. Now I saw one of these copies on eBay for 200 bucks. It said it was a yellow label. I don't know what label this one is because I've got Mary Poppins instead from the Soundstage chorus. So I will save the cover, and I'm going to throw away that Mary Poppins as fast as I can throw it. And that is really unfortunate I didn't look. But you know what? It's probably what I should have. If I had looked at this, I would buy the cover without the record because they'll let you do that, and it'd be cheaper, about 50 cents cheaper. Anyway, that was a mistake, but I have a nice cover, and I gotta find this super rare record. I guess there was only one I saw on eBay, and they wanted 200 bucks for it. It's crazy. So I don't know if this is that valuable. And last but not least, this is not terribly valuable, but this is a Canada, Scarborough, Ontario Phono Disc Limited. This is the Kinks' greatest hits on marble, arch, and that's kind of neat. Again, these re-releases, you just never know if they're valuable or not. And a lot of these, some of these records here I saw, like the Alice Cooper, I think they just recently redid that one as well. So again, it's really hard to know what you've got if you just don't know your different labels and that sort of thing. I'll end on this record here because